Hi. Hi, São Paulo. Wow, this is amazing. So, like some of you, not all of you, I was born in that in-between generation, right? We remember the rotary phones, remember? And you hated when numbers had a lot of nines in them because it took longer to dial, right? And you're like, ah. And then word processors and PCs created this magic where you could turn a 4-page university essay into a 5-page university essay just by changing the font, right? Courier, Helvetica. And then less than a decade ago, we were able to take computers that were the size of a wall, and they shrunk them down into something that could fit in your pocket in the form of smartphones, not only connecting us to all of this information, but to video on platforms like YouTube. So for me, living through this time was incredible. It was just so exciting. After getting a degree in neuroscience, I tried everything that wasn't neuroscience. I tried some programming, some writing, some animation, sound mixing. These were all things, but all of it was focused on this new play space called the internet. And so in 2001, right around the time that my parents became very worried about my future, I had my first big viral hit. It was called How to Dance Properly. And it was this little interactive flash video that blew up overnight. But this is 2001. This is before YouTube. This is before social platforms. This spread by email. It was crazy. Remember that? And it made me wonder, why does some content spread so easily and some content doesn't? I have no doubt that when you go onto YouTube and you watch videos, maybe even some of ours, you say, why? Why does this have 10 million views? I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. So that is the question that BuzzFeed is obsessed with. Why do some things share and other things not share? Now, to get the answer to that question, what we did is we started to look at share statements. And what we did, you know what share statements are? They're the little pieces of text that you put alongside media when you share them. And when you look at these share statements, we started to see that they were in clusters. So one cluster is when you write things like, oh my gosh, this is totally me. Or, that's totally you. Or, I never thought anyone thought that way before, right? That's when people are sharing parts of their identity. And then there's another cluster, right? When someone says, this will cheer you up, right? Or this will make you laugh. We call that emotional gifting, right? And then the third is where you share information that is critical to your social connections, right? We call that social information sharing. And that looks like, for example, when you say, you and I were just talking about this the other day. So to put this into perspective, let's watch a little clip.
That's not how you fold the towels.
It doesn't matter how you fold a towel.
It does matter how you fold a towel. If you want it to fit in the closet, you have to roll it. Oh my God, could you chew any louder?
This goes on here. It takes 2 seconds.
Well, then the next person who comes in will do it.
That's not the point. Hey, did you throw away my leftovers?
No.
I could have Oh, you bitch.
What did you call me?
Nothing. The toilet paper goes over. It's printed that way so you could see it.
No, the toilet paper goes under so that the cats don't get at it.
That makes no sense.
So there's nothing profound here, right? But it's relatable, and it strikes a chord. This video was shared millions of times. And what happened was that people shared it with their significant others, with their partners, and they added arguments that they had. And they said, hey, this is us. So this didn't share because it was the perfect video about relationships, but rather because it's a way of talking about your relationship. People share to connect, and everyone in this room should think about what role your content is playing in people's lives, how people are using your content to connect with each other. And when you figure it out, you need to make that content to serve those goals. Figuring out how this applies to your brand is not a simple task. It requires thought, and more importantly, it requires an environment where you can take risks and use real-time feedback to figure out how to drive the biggest impact. This is why when we started working on creating video 3 years ago, we started by publishing on YouTube. And that's why we consider YouTube to be such a powerful partner today. It has all the ingredients that allow us to connect to a global audience and, most importantly, generate results for our brand partners. So those ingredients that I just talked about are, 1, massive scale on mobile and desktop, great publishing tools, working within a global network, and a commitment to data that can inform your overall strategy. This is the key to your success on YouTube. So BuzzFeed is a multi-platform company, but YouTube is still at the center of how we think about how content spreads, how content impacts audience, and how modern brands are built. We create over 85 videos each week, and we're close to hitting 10 billion lifetime YouTube views. 62% of our audience is on mobile. In the last 6 months, we averaged 335,000 likes, 35,000 comments, and 800,000 hours of watch time every day. The way that we've approached our editorial business is the same way that we approach our branded content. We try and find connections between what's at the core of the brand's message and what we know about why people share. And we know that it's not all about reach, right? It's about reach times impact and finding the right blend that maximizes both. This is an example.
Dear kitten, since I have hissed you the customary 437 times, it is now my duty as the head of the household to begrudgingly welcome you. Perhaps you are here to replace me, but I must do my duty and educate you on your new surroundings, as Maximilian once did for me. Rest in peace.
So it's a little part of the bigger thing, but this video was preceded by a whole series of videos that we released which tested our thoughts and assumptions about cat ownership, brand integration, tone, and style. We wanted a campaign that was flexible and agile that we could quickly jump on to take advantage of success when we found it. And the resulting effort has driven amazing reach and measurable impact in areas like purchase intent and brand recognition. And today, Purina's Dear Kitten has evolved into an ongoing series with over 69 million overall views. So as technology has evolved, so has advertising. So how are you, as a brand, testing and learning? That's what the opportunity is now. How are you producing shareable content for a mobile-first world? How are you learning about how your message can create content that is meaningful to your customers in a way that fits into how content is being consumed now? It isn't just time to ask those questions, but it's time to put new methods into action. Thank you so much. Obrigado.